You're listening to Spainfully Honest, the podcast where me, Paul,
and me, Catherine, talk about what it's really like living in Spain.
Each week we'll share stories, tips and honest conversation about daily life here in Spain. The good, the bad and everything in between.
Whether you live in Spain or you're thinking about moving or you just want to know a little bit more, you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, get comfy and let's get Spainfully Honest!
Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Spainfully Honest.
21.
We're gonna have to
Famous.
We're gonna have to get to a week where we don't say that.
Yeah, probably. At some stage. It's still all new. Still all new.
It's like a tradition now, isn't it?
Yeah.
To say it every time. I'm like, wait for it. Yeah, I'm like, wait for it.
They've all got some significance. Next week, 22.
Anyway, this week we're going to talk about cost of living in Spain. So,
Yeah, because we sort of touched on it last week a little bit with the food, didn't we? But then we thought there's a lot more things than just food.
definitely.
So let's talk
I
about other
think
things.
people are obsessed with the weekly shop, so we really went into detail on that.
Yeah.
But this is going to be everything from electricity bills to cinema tickets and eating out. We cover the whole
We'll try
range
to.
of things.
But other things, if there's anything you think of that you want us to have a look into, we can have a look.
Yeah.
No problem. Just email us at hello@spainfullyhonest.com. Got it? 21 episodes. See, that's what it does for you. You learn it after 21 weeks.
Yeah, because as we always say, we've got a lot of people in the States listening. And so if there's anything that you guys are thinking about, but you can't really get your hands on the data.
Give us a challenge. We'll
One thing
find
we
out.
didn't actually pop on was schools. So a lot of people from the States go for private school. We didn't put anything there about that.
No.
We're going to do an episode about colegio concertados, so semi-private schools, so we can kind of do a little comparison.
We got the if you look at the well-known private education, that gives you some information about pricing there. But it is dependent on a school, so you need to look at different ones.
So hard to maybe do that.
I don't think you could generalize.
No, maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we kind of get started, how was your week, Paul?
All right. Fitting the kitchen. I've been fitting the kitchen all week, and that's about it. Really. What about you?
Yeah, go on to me.
You got Halloween, your favourite time of the year.
It was all Halloween. It was lovely. It was actually a really good one. I put out after I've been sharing my disappointment in Halloween in Spain on our podcast and then on social media. I got a lot of messages from people saying, it was good this year, wasn't it? It was good this year. It was very sweet. People like defending Spain. I love Spain. I do like to point out, it's not going to be, everything's going to be positive. We're trying to be balanced.
Try to be painfully honest.
That's it.
About it.
Yeah.
See, I'm not keen on Halloween, but it's not a racial thing. I don't like it in England either.
But listening to people talk about it, it's not as big in the UK as it is in Ireland, I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's as big.
I think it's the bonfire night.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to Spectrum, and they were talking about all the things that are going on and what's happening and be careful and all this lot. So I think it's sort of spread out a bit more. So
But we had a good Halloween this year. Well, I mean, listen, no shade to the Spanish people. There was more Spanish people that were in the doors this year. Some were really into it. They were dressed up and they stayed in character. One were pretty scary. They're really good. And there was even people because they were afraid the kids weren't going to come to their house because the street was quiet. They were walking around the streets with bags of sweets.
We got warned about people when I was a kid. Don't accept sweets off a stranger, especially a stranger dressed up as Dracula.
We always tell kids not to go to strangers' houses.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to take streets from strangers.
If you do it, just don't do it. But on the 31st of October, it's all right.
That's what he was like. But on Halloween,
yeah,
you can do it.
You can go dressed as a little vampire, and you can go and take things off scary people. Oh yeah, that's really good.
Dressed up as really scary people as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. But I noticed a lot more Belgian people, Dutch people here in the winter. So still not as many British people. But there was lots of people from those countries
participating,
and they were really participating.
Good.
So that's where I noticed maybe the gap. It was some Spanish people were better, but there was more people.
Yeah.
So it was good, and he got the biggest haul he's ever gotten in Spain.
Really?
Yeah, very impressed. I told Jamie, and Jamie was really disappointed because remember we went down one year and he got a half a bar of Lindt chocolate and a banana.
Oh.
So that shows you how far Spain has come.
Nobody came to my house. Well, I told the batteries out of the bell, so perhaps they did. I didn't have it. That's all I joke. But nobody, I don't think anybody came.
Oh, loads of people came here. Loads of people came here. And because I used to work in the school around the corner from here, all the kids were like, "Oh, it's teacher! It's teacher! Teachers out!" Yeah, so I made them speak English when they came to this house. It was so cute. They were lovely, but they were a little bit scared of me because we had kind of like a dead body.
You did, yeah.
Hanging
It's
in
still
the
there.
garden. It's still there to
It's
scare
still
people
there.
off.
So it's not hanging anymore. It's just lying in the corner. Still dead. Still there. It's in the corner.
Yeah, it's so funny. So they're probably like, "Oh, teacher! Oh, teacher!" It's scary. But yeah, it was good. We enjoyed it.
What's great about this week was the number of people who got through Spectrum. Yeah, so we're on Spectrum now. Thank you, Spectrum. It's working really well.
They're so nice.
Yeah, so if you listen to Spectrum, you'll hear a little shout out for us on there, and vice versa. They are really useful, Spectrum, when you're here.
Yeah.
So tune into Spectrum. And all the frequencies are at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we added it in, so you should be able to see them at the end of the podcast if you want to check out and find their radio station. And they also were sharing us on Facebook and things like that. So very nice. Thank you very much, Spectrum. And for everyone who listens and shares the episodes, we thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And please do it, because it doesn't cost you anything. It's just that the higher, the more people you have listening, the more followers, the higher you get up the rankings, so you come on the screen quicker.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's super. Well, we've got thousands and thousands and thousands. I can't believe the amount of downloads we've gotten. And also, how many different countries? 41 different countries now.
41 countries, and still the USA, they're number one at the minute.
By a good bit as well. It's mostly people from the United States, then people from the UK. Then we've got, say, expats in Spain. Could be Spanish people as well. I don't know. Just Spain, Ireland, and then Norway. After that.
Hello, Norway people, Norwegian people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello.
So cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Right, let's crack on. Let's start talking about the cost of living in Spain.
Generally speaking, it's the same in Spain as it is in every other country. That it varies a lot by region, and so
we have to do it as an average.
Yeah.
So I've looked into various things, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we've sort of taken the average. So there's like sort of a from to, and what we've done, we've taken the median, so the averages of that price. But we've done that for everybody to keep it the same. And the other thing we've done as well is we've converted everything to euros. So we used 1.145 for sterling to euros, which was the rate a couple of days ago, and 0.86 for dollar to euro. So, because when you first look at the American ones, it's a little bit of a shock.
Yeah,
but when you put the exchange rate, it sort of comes down a little bit. Not on everything, but on most things.
Yeah, because on the ones I did, I forgot to change the currencies, and I was, oh my god, so expensive. And then Paul was like, "Is that in?" I was like, "Oh yeah, hang on."
Right then, let's get cracking. So, shall we start with electricity? Because this is what you see a lot on social media, that electricity is expensive in Spain. And looking at the research, it is quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I think there's two reasons. One, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But secondly, is that there's a very high percentage of demand for it because the alternatives are less. So the availability for gas is a lot less. And in the UK, I would say majority of people have gas as central heating. So their heating bill is mainly gas rather than electricity. Whereas here, it's effectively electricity.
Yeah.
And then in America, I think it's a mix of it, more like the UK and here. So looking at the price,
sure it'll be the same.
A mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have talked about the gas before. We talked about it on the furniture episode and something else as well.
Episode 16, we kind of looked into it a bit more.
Because Catherine's in a really good situation. She's got sort of natural gas in her house, not the gas bottles, because we talked about the gas bottle in the furniture one as well, which is important. So in Spain, so this is a monthly bill for a 2-bedroom apartment. So that's going through all the prices. We've tried to keep them sort of standard. So if it's related to a property, it's a 2-bed apartment. If it's going out for a meal, it's a couple insured. It's a couple aged 60 or whatever. So anyway, we'll say them as we go through. So a monthly bill for a 2-bed apartment in Spain, this is all euros. 110 is the average per month. Well, I think that's fair enough. That seems about right. In the UK, it's only 65.27. And in America, USA, it's nearly same as Spain, 107.50, which that surprised me. I thought theirs would be less.
Yeah, I thought it would be less.
Yeah.
Maybe they use more electricity than gas.
Yeah. I mean, here, there's a massive shove towards renewable energy.
Yeah.
And one day, I think it was in June, where they managed to use all day with only renewable energy.
Yeah. They now have an excess of renewable energy, so they're actually linking up. I wrote an article about it, but they're linking up with Ireland to send their set up underwater tubes. I don't know what you say. Piping. I don't know what. And they're going to link to Ireland to send.
So rather than do it cheaper here, you're going to send it to someone else. Oh, that's good one. I mean, that's one thing you get people. I was talking about it the other day with Alan, and we're saying like, so why aren't the bills coming down then? If there's only, well, what you've got to remember is it's a bit like when you put solar into your house. The cost of putting it in is very high, and it will take years, several years, for it to become a cheaper option when you take out the cost of putting it in, the infrastructure in.
But it's worth keeping in mind that the government want you to put solar in. So in each region, you'll find some kind of a special offer, like a grant the government will give you to help you with the installation prices. In some places like Mercia and Almeria was around 50% off. So you have to pay the cost up front, but then you put it through and they give it back to you up to, I'll say, 50%.
Yeah. And also, we talked about this in one of the episodes right at the beginning, I forget the number, with Fiona, and she was saying about it where she, effectively, they can get money back if they overproduce electricity. I think mainly what it tends to do here is that it sort of reduces your bill.
Yeah.
Rather than getting any money back.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to have them all over the place if you wanted to create it, if you see what I mean. But it's happening everywhere. So I used to live just about 20 miles away inland, and there's a big valley there that was always, it wasn't good farmland. It was every so often they'd use it. I think if the prices were good, they'd use it, but it's not. Now that has been turned into a solar farm, and it is massive. It's a massive. I mean, it must be. I'd say it's probably 3 kilometres long by 3 kilometres wide. Other than the roads, there's just the things. I mean, it's not. I don't find it particularly pretty. It's not.
No.
It's not particularly nice to look at.
Complain about it a little bit, and those wind turbines that they put out in the sea, people actually protest them being put up in their areas. The wind turbines.
Yeah. So anyway, well, I mean, when that goes in, that should be powering a lot. A big area because it is a big thing, and there have been a lot when you drive around.
I see them putting them up, and they've been putting them up a lot, obviously inland, rural areas in Spain. And they talk about how, probably a field that size powers like the small town that's near it with maybe 15,000 people in it or something that was a smallish town near it. And so it does, it really creates a lot of power.
Absolutely.
So that's the future.
So hopefully, as that develops, as long as, because this was an issue when I renovated a house about 15 years ago, and they were building some new houses next to me. Because I was renovating, I didn't have to do it. But at the time, they had to have the solar-powered water heater. But it was expensive at the time, because it was before it became more common. I think it was around €7,000 to put this one. In every one of those houses, it didn't last 2 years.
Really?
It stopped working because it was new technology. So they never got that money back.
Oh my!
There's no way. I was so glad I didn't put it in because I was thinking about doing it. Now I think the technology is better. I think overall the price has dropped so far, and it will continue to drop as more and more people do it. But it's got to last a period of time. And the problem is here, and we've said this before on the podcast, the sun is so strong, it wrecks everything. Yeah. So, they're going to have to be making good quality stuff to make sure it lasts long enough, not to just have to buy it again as soon as it starts to get.
It's a really good company, actually. I can't remember their name. I know the guy who runs it. But if you're in the Murcia Almeria area, I'll pop his details in the show notes. He's a lovely guy. He's been doing it for yonks, and he gets loads of great recommendations. So he's a good one to go to. But he only does Almeria, Murcia. I think he goes as far as Granada sometimes, but it's mostly.
I mean, nowadays there's so many people doing it that you'll get recommendations in an area. Just go on Facebook and get recommendations.
Definitely.
It's definitely worth thinking about now. Definitely. So that's the electricity side of it. So the gas side of it, which is very rare in Spain. I think it's something like 4% of people in Spain get natural gas.
One of them to me.
Yeah, one of them should be. So whereas in the UK, I think there'd be totally the opposite way around. I think it's 96% that can get it and 4% that can't because they're too rural or too far up a mountain or something like that. And probably the same in America. But the price here is not ridiculous. I thought it was quite sensible. So $32.50 a month was the average price in Spain. In the UK, $60.69. And in America, 32.38.
That's a similar
So,
to Spain.
yes, on the two then, if you have the two together as sub heating and electricity, you've got 142 for Spain added together, 126 for the UK, and 139 for the USA. So it's very similar actually overall.
So not
But
really
it's
a
not
fake.
cheap here.
Yeah.
People think everything is cheap. That's not cheap.
No. That's why, I always like to say, everything is not cheap. You know, you have to, especially these days, because it's going up a lot in Spain.
And it's obviously things that use a lot of electricity. So we'll use less for heating, probably, but a lot more for aircon.
Exactly.
So overall, that's
The only thing I would say on the plus side is you spend more times maybe outdoors. So maybe you don't have it on as often, or I don't know. But you don't spend as much time in your house, really. That's the only thing. You get your D from the sun.
Yeah. So that was heating. So really, not much different. If we look at those three together and have the gas and the electric, there's not a lot between any of them. So that's not really a massive saving in Spain, but it's not a lot more than.
But it's not more expensive, at least. No.
So this one, the next one is quite a big one. So water and sewage. So they tend to join them together. The water companies join the two together. So you've got the wastewater, and in some cases, I think it's waste as in rubbish as well.
Yeah, the bins.
And your water supply. And this is where really you would think Spain would be more expensive because there's not a lot of rain.
Yeah.
You know, and when they have to move water from the north of Spain to the south of Spain along a little canal. It's just up there, I've seen it several times. And, so the cost of supplying it is more, definitely. I would say, I don't know, I can't speak for America, but compared to the UK, I'd say the quality of the water is considerably worse in Spain.
Oh, yeah.
I've always used bottled water here.
Definitely.
So I suppose that's not included, but it is included in the food shopping one. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you would pay a bit more.
So let's have a look. What have we got?
So off we go. So we've got $26.50 a month in Spain, $63.55 in the UK. Quite a big one.
That's a lot.
43 in America.
43 in America.
Yeah, that's all euros. That's a monthly, and that's based on a two-bed apartment.
Yeah. And in Spain, you pay, I don't know how it's paid in other countries, but you pay it 4 times a year, basically. Every 3 months, you pay your water bill.
Yeah.
And so only recently they added in your, like you have your bins, your containers. So in Spain, it's different. Ireland, everyone has their own wheelie bins. So I'm not sure they pay for the bins. Yeah. But here in Spain, you have your ones for each little area, I guess you would say. A block would have their own set of big wheelie bins. So you've got your container for plastics, your container for paper, your container for general waste, and then you've got your container for glass usually as well. In other areas, they have oil, they have, I can't remember what's called.
Clothes, they have clothes. But no, they don't have as many of those.
And then one called, I think it's Polo or something like that, but for your, if you're cutting down stuff in your garden. Yeah. There's one in, not as many of them, but there's one.
Well, also sometimes they drop those off, don't they? They put a date on. They did it in Del Sol. They said at the end of the road on the X day of November, it will be there all day, and there was a container.
Do your garden and stuff, so stick it in. So it's only a new thing that they've started to charge people for that waste, because the idea behind it is that they want people to promote recycling. So basically, the more you recycle, the less that fee should be. And then it's different per region in Spain. It's even different per town in Spain. So each town made the decision on how they want to do it. So in this town, for example, they basically took the total of what the waste would cost, the bins would cost, and they divided it equally by household. Again, probably based on the same way they do the council tax, the size of your house, the people living in it, etc.
I used to say
I'd say so. But then other towns, to make it more like competitive, I guess, I imagine this would be maybe in Madrid, Barcelona, those types of cities. The bins are a little more sophisticated, so they have like maybe a code or a card or something like that. I don't know if they've implemented yet, but this is what they want to implement. So people will have their own card, and they scan them when they're using the bins. So the more you recycle, the less your bill will be. So it's not based on the town
You could
average.
just stand there.
Yeah. I guess I
Save yourself 10 times different thing.
yeah, loopholes. But that's the idea. But so for people to pay then, what they've done is they've lumped that fee in with your water fee.
Right.
So people have been saying on Facebook, oh, my water fee has gone up by, I think it's not like much. Mine went up by about like a tenner a month.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a tenner every bill. So it'd be like a tenner every 3 months. So it's about an extra maybe 40 quid a year than what it used to be last year.
That's what I think you find. And I don't know because I've not lived in the UK very much. Is that the standing charges are always a big part of the bill.
Yeah.
The actual cost of the electricity itself is not too bad. It's it's the standing charge. And the same with the water. The cost per litre is not bad.
Yeah.
But the standing charges are like 50%.
Yeah. And so you always get people who don't live here all year round. And then they get their bill and they're like, what, excuse me? And they put it up on Facebook. Is this right? You know, but it generally is.
Yeah. Well, I should that link. Now this next one, this is probably one of the biggest ones. And this is the biggest difference for me that people are shocked about when they see things, I think. And that is council tax. I mean, we've got, it's called ED here. Well, there's different names for it. But effectively, the amount you pay for living in that house to pay for the community area. So again, we've got a 2-bed apartment. We've got the annual, because it's paid annually usually here anyway. It's paid annually, so I divided it by 12 and got the average for here in Spain, in the UK and the USA. So in Spain, the average sort of EB bill is £37.50 per month. So you're talking about €430 a year. In the UK, £176.51.
Wow.
So that's like more than 4 times as much as the Spain. And then America, €250.84 now, not dollars. So that's a big difference.
Nice.
So you're talking, so that's 3,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
2,000 roughly in the UK, and so 2,000 in the UK, and here 400.
So
it's a big difference.
Yeah. That's not, I thought my bill for 450 quid was bad. I feel
It is more in town. I mean, my mother's house, she had 3,500 square meters, 190 square meter house, and her EBU was 110.
Oh, right. Well, because she hasn't got the same facilities, I guess.
No, I think one street light on the ground at the bottom, and there's no pavements, and things like that. So it varies, but that'd be the same everywhere. Wouldn't it? You paid less if you got less facilities.
Yeah.
So but the average, that is a big difference, and that's one of the things that you then start to see a cost of living difference, because you're talking per month between here and the UK, you're talking €140 a month difference.
Yeah.
That's a lot, isn't it?
You start to notice the difference there.
Yeah, so that's that one. Related to the sort of similar to that one is in that Spain is cheap again. Is car tax. So car tax. So based on what did find an average car. So a Ford Focus, a new one. New Ford Focus would be €750 a month per year. Yeah, €750 a month. So that's 75.
Okay,
Talking about €90 a year for a Ford Focus.
That's cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. In the UK, 22.19. So we're talking about €250 roughly, and then in America, 16.30. So in between the two.
Yeah.
Spain is cheaper again. Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Maintenance of the roads. I mean, somebody talked to me about road maintenance, a bloke that makes tarmac, and he said in Spain they can make it so that it's heat, so it works better with the heat. And the biggest cause of potholes is rain. Because the rain's on the surface, it's got nowhere to go. The car tire effectively forces it into a crack and makes the crack bigger, makes the crack bigger, and it's pothole. So because we get less rain, you're going to get less potholes. Yeah. I mean, people will argue, well, I've got loads of potholes in my road, but it's probably more a thing over time than effectively in the UK. They have to be done every single year.
Again, I guide them towards that Facebook account of the potholes in Ireland. If you think you've got potholes here,
Oh, and the person
you don't.
comes in it. Yeah, so that's the car tax one. I suppose linked to that then is the car insurance.
Insurance is what I say, yeah.
So the UK and Spain very similar. So for the Ford Focus again, per month, 56.25 in Spain, 62 in the UK. Big difference again is America, 168.41. Big difference. And you add them up for the year, not just for the month, for the year. It's a big difference.
Because that's monthly, yeah.
And then, so I suppose linked to those two is, the other thing would be the cost of running the car.
Yeah.
So, and this is where I think America absolutely gets this one. I mean, it is so cheap compared to here. I mean, those prices. So we've got for diesel in America. Now this is per litre, not per gallon, because they still use gallons, but per litre. In diesel is 84 cents. And petrol, 95, so unleaded as we call it, 77 cents. I mean, that is, in the UK and here, that is a price that it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, or more.
Probably more.
Yeah.
So that is a lot less. But what these are, I'm sure people say, I can get it cheaper than that. Yeah, this is the national average, and it's based on main brand marriages, suppliers. So your Repsols, your Cepsa, not the cheaper ones, because I go to one, I can get mine for 129, and according to this, the average is 148.
Yeah.
20 cents a litre is a lot.
It's a lot.
When you put 50 litres in, but but they're all averaged like that. So they've all said like main suppliers. I guess it's Shell, BP in the UK, Repsol, Cepsa here. I don't know what the American ones are, but so you will get it cheaper, but it does give you an average. So. So yeah, big difference. So here it says the average is 148 for diesel. In the UK, 163, and the USA effectively half, 84.
Yeah.
84.
Again, why do we think?
Well, they're
have to
reducing
produce
that,
it
aren't
like
they? Yeah.
that.
So I think that's a good thing.
Like the olive oil.
And then petrol, similar to be honest, 154 here, 155 in the UK, and 77. It's almost worth driving there to fill up. You'll drive over there, fill up, and come back. Big difference in fuel. So if you add those those three costs together, I would say Spain is on car usage, unless you do a lot of miles, I'm guessing, because obviously then the fuel will be a bigger difference. But Spain would be cheaper. It's definitely cheaper than the UK.
Yeah.
America, if you did a lot of mileage, I used to do a lot.
Yeah.
I used to do. Let's think. So car for 3 years did 250,000. So I've done nearly 2,000 kilometres a week. With the American petrol, I probably would have been cheaper. But most normal people, if you say an average is between 10 and 15,000, you're gonna Spain will be the cheapest.
But one thing I was going to say is a lot of the main reason why people from the United States move to Spain is to not use their car as much. So I do, because it's not walkable most places in the United States. Unless you're living in like a city, like maybe like New York or something, I imagine it's fine. But because it's so big, they always talk about how you can't walk from, because you just run into motorway or whatever they call it, like a freeway or what's it called? I don't know.
Yeah, freeway, yeah.
And they're massive, aren't they? It's just like, I'm like, my God.
8 lanes each way.
Terrifying me.
Yeah.
But so they always talk about how whatever way you try to walk, I love those videos, you kind of run into freeway or
What
whatever.
I should have done, or what we should have done, is we should have put the cost of charging electric cars.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Because I bet that's dearer here. One, because of the cost of electricity, and two, because of the rarity of it.
Yeah.
It's still quite
not
rare
rare,
here.
yeah.
It's nowhere near the level of the UK.
No.
And I don't know about America, but still not the same.
States quite either.
I bet that's dearer.
Yeah. And then as what a lot of people say, a lot of people from the States when they move to Spain is they tend to have one car, whereas in the States they tend to have two cars.
Yeah.
Like they almost always have two cars because, they have to drive the kids to school and go to work, and the other person has to go to work, they take two different routes, and it's so far away. So it would be even more expensive. So it's even more of a saving when you move to Spain, which is why a lot of then people from the States will go to Madrid, and so they're literally walking everywhere usually, or using public transport as well.
Right, now this next one.
Health insurance that we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the biggie.
Yeah.
This is the biggie on cost. It's also probably the most controversial, let's say,
Yeah.
as far as especially if you've come from the UK, you're not used to it, you don't need it. The same here, you don't really need it. If you're a resident here and you live here, you don't need it. But in America, it's a big thing. And this is shocking. I mean, this is shocking. I mean, please write in, email us, tell us if this isn't correct.
Yeah, I think it is though.
I think it is correct, but this is massive. I mean, this is ridiculous. So what we've done, we've based it on so a 60-year-old couple, what they would pay per month if they had to have health insurance. Yeah. So I'm 60 in April.
Are you? You haven't?
But I haven't got this cost. I haven't got this cost because I'm here and I'm resident. I use the health system and it's brilliant. But so say somebody's coming over because of the new visa system and everything, they have to have health insurance. This is an average that the system is saying it should cost. Is €230 per month for the couple, not each. For the couple. Yeah. I thought that was quite cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah, I'm not, no. Anyway, but it's the same equation for each country. So even if it's just relatively wrong, it's relatively wrong for each one of them. Then the UK, 286.25.
But in the UK, do people need it? No.
No, it's like here, they don't really need it. But if you have it, that's what it is. Yeah. And this one's amazing. So in America, a couple, 60-year-old male and female couple, €2,236 a month. A month.
What in the heck?
So that's like
that doesn't cover
30 grand.
I've seen people saying
But now I'm guessing that's fairly comprehensive.
You would hope so.
That's at 30 grand a year. That is, so I'm not being funny, but that's virtually a reason for coming here.
That's alone. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you've got specific illnesses, it's going to change. This wasn't saying, I'm guessing it was two healthy 60-year-old people, not with different things. But the one that 2,236 would go up if you had a history of cancer or something, So, but I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, that just absolutely wipes everything else out. That is a sufficient reason to move here on price.
You do hear people talking on social media about the relief they feel when they move to somewhere like Spain, because they're always concerned or worried that if something did go wrong and they needed an operation or whatever, as I said, I don't think everything is included in that. So if you need an operation for whatever reason it's not included, you could be out tens of thousands of dollars.
When I first started the business, me and Carlos decided one of the perks we were going to have was take out private health insurance. And I believed Carlos because he'd been here all his life and everything. And we had it and it wasn't anything to do with money. We had it for about 2 years and we just said, it's a waste of money.
I don't think you need it in Spain.
We don't need it. When we had something, I got knocked off a motorbike. And I thought, I've got my test card. Right, rushing. I went to the same place because RXF Hospital, because it was the best hospital. I got seen straight away. It was nothing to do with the car.
Yeah.
It was the hospital, and that's where you were, and that's how they looked after you. I think it'd be different if you had something unusual, and you had to get quicker. It might help, but you still end up going to the same place in most cases. The health insurances seem to be more convalescent places than where you have the actual medical.
Oh, I see. So where you're maybe rushed out of hospital, you have somewhere to stay. Though.
I mean, I'm generalising, but it wasn't that we thought, oh, that's a money saving, we won't do it anymore. Because we just thought, why? That there was no real reason. I'm sure something would happen to somebody. It would be better to have it.
Yeah, but generally,
the system here and the quality of the service is very good.
We went in detail to the healthcare in Spain. We had my mum on because she's had a bit of bother over the years. And so we thought we'd interview her, and she went into detail about her experience of the healthcare in Spain. So if you want to go and listen to that one, it's episode 15 titled Healthcare in Spain. Easy enough to find. So you can listen to it. So it's her, proper real conversation about it, because she didn't at the time speak much Spanish. You know, so it's kind of like everything involved. But she speaks about the quality of the healthcare with regards to, you know, the treatment that she got and her time in hospital in Spain, the food, you really like the food. So it's worth a listen, because for me, you know, as I said in that episode as well, I've had 2 kids here and I just couldn't believe I had my own room in Madrid, your own bathroom. Here you just have, in Ireland you'd be in a big ward to be like, you know, maybe 8 or 10 people per ward in one bathroom. Whereas in Spain, it's 2 people per room.
That's almost like a private situation.
It feels private, yeah. I think it's great. So
my father died here, and in the service, that's not that word. The treatment he got and how he was treated, and bear in mind, he was an immigrant, a foreigner. Yeah. The treatment was fantastic.
Yeah. We did speak about that one as well. That was in our...
that was in the death and dying.
Yeah.
You know,
like saying it.
I like to the point. The dying episode was in that one.
Why do I feel like my accent makes it sound worse? I don't know why. Anyway, so if you want to listen to that one, it's a really good one as well. Sue, Paul's mum, speaks about, you know, the whole process.
How the dad was treated. Yeah. So
So
that is massive. I mean, that is one of the reasons.
I would definitely move to Spain if that was a cost for
It could have been the main reason.
Yeah.
And it's the worry of it. It's like panicking about anything. You know, you start to get, you know, how many people don't go when they've got something.
Exactly.
You know, like, and if, you know, and all right, in a lot of cases, okay, it turns out to be all right, but what if it is something that could have been treated or not been done over?
Yeah. And I see a lot of things on, I don't know, it's just it's cool, just people trying to get attention on social media, but like saying they don't want an ambulance and stuff because the cost of the ambulance going onto the bill is like astronomical, and so they know I'll make my own way to the hospital.
I've never experienced it. Obviously, coming from England, they're coming here, never experienced that.
Same, Ireland, I've never experienced it, and in here. Yeah.
So if you're an American listening to it, that is a massive thing.
Yeah.
Get yourself to here. Come on.
Over. So next we're going to talk. What?
Yeah.
Just briefly about food, the food
So
shop.
we talked about, so last week's episode, we went into a bit of a shopping bill, you know, and basic things and what prices were and where we like to go and why and things like that. So, yeah, on the food one, you could have a look at that.
Episode 20.
Episode 20.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of difference in price. I think if you shop around, there's not a major difference. But you know, there is it tends to be, rather than food, it tends to be alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like a drink, and we're not talking except when you're excessive, then you save a lot. But if you know a little drink, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's got more. That one's got quite good breakdown. Well, what they said effectively was for a couple, again at 60 years old, you'd be looking at roughly in Spain €400 a month, so €100 a week. That sounds about right. In the UK, virtually the same. Same again.
Yeah.
And then, but in America, slightly more expensive at 491 instead of 400.
I'm gonna say, and then this is based on absolutely no experience whatsoever, but from just what people say, the quality of the food that you're buying in the supermarkets, even in Spain, is much better than even in UK and especially the United States, right? Because they often speak about how it's a lot of processed food. And it's maybe more expensive to buy fresh fruit and veg, and then the quality of the fresh fruit and veg is not as good, because you often see people from the States coming over, not so much people from the UK. So I think the quality of the fresh produce in the UK is amazing as well.
Not cheap.
I just think there's more processed food available in the UK than there will be here.
Because last week's episode, we effectively did a shopping list and priced everything as the same item.
Yeah.
This one was what is the average bill in the country. Yeah. So you're not necessarily buying the same thing. So you can't say, it's exactly the same in the UK and in Spain, because you know the things what you buy could be different.
Exactly. And so a lot of people talk when they move over to Spain, they speak about, you know, the quality of the fresh produce in Spain and how cheap it is. And of course, then if you then don't go to the supermarket and go to the local market, well, you save even more money there.
One thing you hear say on the social media about when the Americans talking about food in Spain is that there's not as much choice.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's as much imported stuff in Spain.
Yeah.
It's the usual, you know, when you do go in Mercadona, there's not a lot of fruit and veg from anywhere else. Whereas I think in America and the UK, it's from all over the world. So you'll get things that are not seasonal because they're seasonal one way. Here, it tends to be more, if it's seasonal here, it's there. If it's an essential, okay, bananas, you know, that might be something, you know. But if it's not really an essential, it won't be there.
No.
You know.
But I don't know, I quite like the fact
I
that
do,
you're
I do.
eating it when it's in season.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true.
Yeah, exactly. Because you try to get a melon season, it's like a fibre.
Yeah.
But then you can probably get 10 for a fibre when they're in season. You know, it's mad. But I just think just eat as the stuff comes in season.
One thing you do see, particularly if you live in this area, when you go out to the UK, and if you go into Tesco's and you start turning things over, how many things are from this area?
Yeah.
And one of the things is, they're cheaper in the UK than here in some cases. But the thing with that is the buying power of Tesco.
Yeah.
You know, they will not pay more than, I think, it used to be an example, because I used to live in the country, and all around us were Lola Rosso, the red lettuce farms. And they were paying, because it would go in the bar in the evening, the workers would come in and the owners would come in and they'd be talking about it. Tesco's paid 9 cents for a Lola Rosso lettuce and sold it for $2.50. Yeah.
It's a markup, isn't it?
That is a markup. I only got to get it across there.
Yeah. People are working in the stores.
But like here, it wouldn't be $2.50, it might be €2. But whoever was selling it would be paying a lot more than 9 cents. Even Mercadona would be paying more than 9 cents because Tesco's are so massive.
Yeah.
You know, and the houses they're in, the Morrisons. So, you know, it's one of these. And is it fair? You know, the big argument was, you know, they were having to pay people to pick these, they weren't making any money. You know, they were making money out of the Spanish ones rather than the English ones.
Yeah.
But we as English think, why is it so expensive here? But it's not, I don't think it's so much expensive, it's just a fair price.
Fair price, yeah.
And probably get shot by Tesco again. On the way home.
Sorry,
In
Tesco.
helicopter. Nothing against Tesco, I like Tesco.
And then as far as with the choice as well, I think it's like there's more choice of ultra processed food in United
I mean,
States
like,
as well.
if you go in Mercadona, so Mercadona, we discussed this last week, Mercadona is 27% of the Spanish food market. If you went in there for a ready meal, I think there are 3. I think there's lasagna. There's one, they've just got a new one, which was like patatas bravas with kebab meat on top. That's the one.
Not.
You know, honestly, there's
But
3 or 4.
They
There's
even
not.
probably freshly made ones as well.
I have
They're
the festival.
that, you know.
And the lasagna is lovely. I really like the lasagna. Yeah. But I mean, if you went into Tesco's in the UK, into a big Tesco's, there will be 2 or 3 aisles of ready meals.
And
I mean, all different types.
they're not freshly made usually.
No, I mean, there's good stuff. I mean, they do. Marks and Spencer's are based there's for years, haven't they, on good stuff. And so I think Spain it's not as good at that, and it could be better. They could do more things that would make it easier for people.
Yeah,
You know.
but I think they don't want to.
No, they
It's
want
a
to.
healthy, conscious choice, I think, because it is a healthy
There must
way
be.
of
I mean,
eating.
there must not be the demand, or else they'd do it. You know, if there was enough. I'm sure that those, you know, the lasagnas, and then they'll do that different flavour of lasagna. Well, and over time it'll probably go. But it's a massive difference. That is the difference in that supermarket. Is how small that area is. The ready meal, fast foody type section.
Also, like your cereal choices, you know, because how bad for you they are.
Yeah.
You know, you probably have hundreds more options, especially in the United States, by comparison to Spain.
Kellogg's. And Kellogg's must do like 50 different brands. From here, you might get Kellogg's cornflakes in Mercadona. Not necessarily all of them, I think. They'll just do their own cornflakes.
You'll get their own brand for
In Carrefour. Carrefour is about half, I'd say.
Yeah.
They might have 10 things from Kellogg's in a Carrefour. But, you know, it's a different...
It's more, they have like their tostada in Spain and things like that. They're not really big into the cereal, you know? So it's things like that, you know, your aisle with your bars of chocolate and stuff, that would be much bigger. So I guess it's also a healthy thing. So it's a good thing, but you haven't got much choice. Shouldn't be that ultra processed crap anyway.
No,
And even the ingredients that are in the stuff in the United States are banned in Europe.
So, it's like the colour of Fanta Orange.
Mad.
It's like fluorescent.
It's crazy. They always talk about it, like there's some things that they buy when they go back to the United States because, you know, like the the toothpaste because it doesn't whiten their teeth the same way in Europe because the product, one of the ingredients that they use in the United States is banned in Europe.
You take that out, but really well at tea. Right, let's get back because we did food last week. So if you're interested in food, go back to episode 20 and have a look at the food one because that was effectively a weekly shop.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to look at is mobile phones and internet.
Yeah.
So what have we got?
Because I mean, they're an essential, aren't they? I mean, every household has to have it. Yeah. I mean, and Spain has definitely come on and probably caught up more in the past, I'd say, 5 years?
I'd say so.
Not so much mobile, but definitely fibre optic.
Yeah.
You know, because I lived in the country and I couldn't get it. We had to have a satellite, it was so slow. And, you know, so, and now it's virtually everywhere. Isn't it? It's still in the country, it's still slower.
I was going to say, it's worth keeping in mind if you are looking at a rural property, that, the sacrifices for having the space and one of those things would be your internet might not be as good, your coverage for your mobile phone might not be as good as well. As you say, it's coming on leaps and bounds, but still it's not going to be the same as living in a town or a city. Yeah,
definitely. And the same with mobile, that, like you said, in the countryside, you need to check, if you're buying a house in the countryside, just check who is the best provider in that area. Because there's a massive area here that's a big expat area, which is called the Sada. And there isn't one supplier that is any good, and they're constantly saying, there's how many people there are, 10,000 people there, and nobody has got good reception.
Oh my God!
In this day and age, that is something we suggested to them. You need to get a group together, and you need to take that to the government because that is it. They're trying to get everybody to have access, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, you need to take that further because that's not right in this day and age.
Yeah, and Spain are really trying to position themselves these days as like a hub for technology and innovation and stuff.
If they were in the middle of that Highlands of Scotland or something, that's fine. But this is like 100 metres from a major motorway. And a lot of people.
Yeah.
But anyway, but normally, you can get it everywhere.
Yeah, it's like an anomaly, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been with a company for 20 years, Vodafone, and I just noticed my bill was getting higher. When I talked to sort of friends who were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm with X and it's this," and I was saying, "Well, that's €45, a month," which I thought quite a lot. And
just for your mobile.
Just for the mobile, with no landline or no fibre optic or anything. And then they said, "Oh, try another company." It's now $12.99.
That's true, isn't
it? I mean, that is a lot better. Yeah. It's a little bit. I noticed it a little bit more drop in the bars than a bit. I mean, the Vodafone one was everywhere. It was full. Full. It's never caused me a problem. But anyway, so let's have a look at the prices. So here we go. So in Spain, the average monthly, this is two people again, because we've kept it to the couple. So for two people, €45 a month. And that's about right, I think.
I think it was cheaper. But again,
for two people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you mine now in a minute when we go through it. Yeah. But again, I think this is probably based on prices, but all the companies will do deals.
Yeah, and I think it will be a bit like the petrol.
Yeah.
I think it will be the main companies.
Yeah.
So who are they here? Movistar, Vodafone, Orange. They're the three big ones, aren't they? Yeah.
So then
mine's not one of those.
Neither is mine. Yeah.
So that's that. And then in the UK, again, I'm sure it's big people. So two people, $62.98. What was that? $31.49 each. Yeah. And then in America, double that, €107.50.
Nice.
€107.50. Yeah. Two people for 1 month.
Get deals.
So again, you'll get deals on all of them, but you'll get proportionate deals. So each one, if you can get it for half that, which mine effectively would be half of that. So, but you could probably get half of that in the UK office, but it's still proportionately quite a bit cheaper here.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is to do with, that mobiles, there weren't as many people use landlines here. And then mobile started, and so everybody got a mobile straight away.
Demand was
I think demand was quicker at the beginning.
Like Ireland.
We know everybody has one now, don't we? But I think everybody had a landline. In the UK, we had a landline, and then you like, you know, one person had a mobile.
One per house. Almost,
yeah, or whatever. Whereas here, it was like from having nothing to then having a mobile. So everybody got a mobile. So
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me saying that.
And do you want to go through the internet prices, and then I'll tell you what I pay for?
Yeah.
Like a phone and internet together.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So again, so this is an average then for a 2-bedroom, one line. I mean, imagine how many bedrooms you've got there. One line, fibre optic into one house. Yeah. 37.50 a month for Spain, euros. 34.35 in the UK, so very similar.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, Americans, but you've got to move here. I mean,
Yeah, seriously.
94.60.
Nice.
You know, that is a lot of difference.
Mm.
So let's get it more realistic. Like with petrol, you can save money if you shop around.
Yes.
So on the internet, what do you pay?
So ours is all together. So we have 2 mobile phones and 2 lines, because my office is up here on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
So we had to get a second internet put in up here. So we've got 2 internet lines and then 2 mobile phones. We pay €40 a month.
Right. Yeah. I've got no mobile line, but 1 internet line with unrestricted use, and that's 24 hours. That's 24.
The phones have limited data on them, so they use.
Yeah, mine does. I've never used it. Because nowadays you use some Wi-Fi. I mean, wherever you go straight on for Wi-Fi. So so I don't think data is as important as it used to be years ago. It used to be more.
I think it's maybe for younger people. So Jamie would use it more, because he's on his phone all the time. So he's like on public transport and stuff. Although these days the buses even have the
Wi-Fi.
He's walking along maybe on Spotify, I don't know. But he seems to go through his data more. But for me,
I've never used them.
Never.
That was one of the differences between the Vodafone and the Lobster.
Yeah.
Was that was unlimited, and this is, I think it's 1 gigabyte or whatever it is.
The data.
Yeah, the data. But I never used it anyway, so it didn't really make any difference. The really annoying part of that one for me was, I phoned them when I find out these other people's prices. I phoned Vodafone. I've been with it 20 years. It's coming to the end of the year. What deals have you got? I'm paying this. And she said, no, that's the price. Okay. So then, right, I'm going to change this. I went to a lobster shop, went in, changed, kept my number, walked out. Within a minute of walking out, Vodafone phoned me and said, we've been speaking and we can get you a deal. They halved what I had been paying, which was still twice as much as the new one. And I just thought, I've been a customer of yours for 20 years and you don't offer me that at the time I asked you for it. And if they'd come back and offered me the same price as the new company, the lobster company, I wouldn't have gone back to them, because it's just wrong, that. I mean, it's just terrible. They do offers for new people, but you're not entitled because you've been there 18 years. I mean, that's not just them, that's
I mean, loads of big companies.
But, it's just not good. No. And they kept ringing me, like 2 or 3 times. And I said, I told you the reason, and I'm not going back to you.
But even when you're not blooming just at the needing them, they still ring you all the time. Again, not just Vodafone, but loads of the bigger companies. Christ, half my spam calls that I'm trying to get you to go into. Good lordy, it's my brain in. Anyway, next up, eating out.
Yeah, now this is a good one. I like this.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Because so this is based on meal for 2 in what they classed as a mid-range restaurant. So not too fancy, not too basic. I guess it's not fast food, but it's a sit-down restaurant with a bottle of wine for 2 people. Yeah. And then once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah, so 4 times a month.
Yeah.
So here, there's an average based on where the city is and the type of restaurant, etc. Effectively, €50 per meal. Yeah. That's per couple. Yeah. Per week. So 200 a month. In the UK, nearly double. So 389.30. Yeah. For 2 people to go out. But I guess a bit of that is the wine.
I was going to say, yeah.
Then this last one, and it surprised you when you first saw it, surprised me a little bit. America, so still quite a bit more than Spain, but €344
Yeah.
a month. But, and this is a big but, that is just the food and wine. That is no service charge, cover charge, whatever. And when you see some of the stories about service and cover charge, that would nearly double in some cases.
Yeah.
Nearly double.
Yeah, at least 20% on top, right?
Yeah, but some are like ridiculous. You know, you don't have to pay the double, but it can be up to nearly double. So
it's mad.
You know, it's a big difference.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this is going to vary a lot. You know, you're in or you're in New York, or you're in.
You know, if you're trying to be, you know, in every country you're trying to cut it, you could here get Menù del Dia. With two people, you'd probably get a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
But in some restaurants, they'll give you a bottle of wine if there's two of you having wine on a Menù del Dia.
Yeah.
And you can get Menù del Dia for €9. But I mean, at an average, 12, 13 euros.
Yeah. I'd say 12.
14, 15,
Yeah.
15, and you're getting a good one.
Yeah.
You know, the restaurant under me, I class theirs as one of the better Menù del Dias in the area because of the quality and the amount you get. You know, salad's massive and stuff. That is 15.
Yeah,
that is expensive for a Menù del Dia, but it's worth the 15.
Yeah, because
so
the salad is like a piece of lettuce and a slice of tomato.
Yeah, so that would then be for two, that would be 30 a week.
Yeah.
So you're talking 120.
Yeah.
But you know, this is said an average.
Then if you went to Madrid for a meal out in some sushi restaurant, it's probably going to be double.
So this is just an average, but it's an average with the same ideas in each country. So it's
yeah, because I mean, if you're in a restaurant in New York, you're probably paying scandalous prices. But then if you're somewhere, I don't know, some steakhouse or whatever, I don't know what you call them, you know, what do they call it, diner or something like that. A diner.
Yeah.
Then I guess that's how you're averaging out your prices.
And I'm guessing that also affects the service charge. I'm guessing, you know, I'm guessing if you're in a Route 66 diner, you're not going to pay the same service charge percentage as you would in a nice restaurant in the middle of the US. I'm guessing, I don't know. But so quite a saving. So you can either do it more often.
Yeah.
You could drink more. Or you could just spend less. You know.
Again, it's something that you see, again, it's usually people from the United States I see on social media talking about how they go out more for dinner in Spain. And it's probably a Menù del Dia again. So it's probably like...
I think with Menù del Dia, we talked about this before, it tends to be a lunchtime thing. So you would have to change your routine.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get the Menù del Dia benefit, you'd go as lunchtime.
Some restaurants do an evening meal in the same style, but it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So usually maybe 20 or 21 euro for the evening.
When my daughters come over, we tend to be effective, right? Do Menù del Dia every single day, the different ones.
Yeah.
Because and the difference, I mean, funny, but the difference in cooking it at €15 is a lot.
Exactly.
So,
and again, we put down like thoughts about quality and stuff. Now, listen, I'm sure you're getting gorgeous restaurants if you're going somewhere like Chicago or New York or something like that. I'm not saying. But generally speaking, like even your lovely little small restaurants here, your traditional Spanish restaurants, I'm going to say the quality would be higher overall. Would you say when you compare maybe to?
I think
fast
I'm a bit of a
diner food and.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a. I've got a thing about Spanish restaurant. I think it's the country where it's very mixed. I think you can get a lot of good and a lot of bad.
Yeah. Guess.
More so. I mean, no, I don't tend to compare it to the UK or to America because I don't really know, but I compare it to Italy.
Okay.
And in Italy, I find that the overall quality level of restaurants is better, as in consistency.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they're better restaurants overall, because I mean, I think there's more Michelin star restaurants in Spain than any other country in the world. But I think there's also probably a lot more not so good ones as well. So I think it can be hit and miss. So you could go to a Menù del Dia and it'd be brilliant, but you could go to a Menù del Dia and it's not even worth the €12. So, you know, I think you need to shop around a little bit. Yeah. But there will be sufficient, because I mean, Spain has the most restaurants and bars per capita.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
So, you know, wherever you live in, there will be some good ones.
Lots of good ones, yeah.
And you have to and support the good ones. I mean, that's the reason for it.
The best chef in the world is David Munoz, the Spanish chef as well. Yeah. He's amazing.
I mean, there's some amazing places.
You should even just follow him on social media. He's great. Great crack.
Follow me. Chuck me pen.
What else have we got? We haven't spoke about renting.
Renting, yeah.
An apartment. 2-bedroom again. We went for a 2-bedroom property. So we just kind of again did an average.
Yeah, so across the whole of the countries.
Yeah.
The only one that's slightly different, so I think this would be lower than the average, is that in Spain, it was the whole of Spain.
Yeah.
In America, it was the whole of America.
That's a fair old chunk of space.
Big place. But in the UK, it excluded London. I'm guessing they mean central London.
Yeah. I mean, it must be really expensive central London if you're like, no, better take that out.
I'm going to say, I'm going to throw it out. Yeah, so ignore that. So the UK one is going to be lower.
Skewed a bit, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it's already the most expensive. Right, so in Spain, average per month, because I think this is quite high, average per month in Spain, 1,305 euros. The average is broken down a little bit just to get a guide of a bit more of a touristy area. Costa del Sol, 1,494, so higher than the average. In the UK, so this is the whole of the UK, excluding London. It's sort of in central London. It can't be like the M25, I would have thought. It's half the UK. It's 1,585, so the most. And then in the USA, so the average for the whole of the USA, 1,504. So there's not a big difference in them. Where I think you'll find the difference is that you can get a lot cheaper areas.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can in America.
I'm sure you can as well.
I mean, she's probably sure you can in the UK. So I forget what I just said. Yeah, probably the same everywhere.
Yeah.
But that is the average. So, there'll be a lot of places that are more, and there'll be a lot of places that are less.
Yeah.
Like in the area that we are now, what would you say now?
I would say for a 2-bedroom apartment, let's say maybe 800 euros.
Yeah, depending on the age of you, whether it's
Yeah.
pool involved or not pool involved. Yeah. Well, that is quite. Well, then on the other hand, in central Madrid or even the central Mercy, for an apartment in the centre of Mercy, you'll be 1,560.
I mean, Mercy City is reasonable.
Well, Mercy City is very good for a city. Excellent.
Very reasonable.
Some friends of mine have got one, and they've got fantastic apartments. Mercy, they're paying $1,000 a month. I mean, so it's ridiculously cheap.
It's cheap for Mercy, Mercy is cheap. And it's such a small little city as well. It's really good.
Oh, no, their place is amazing.
It's really nice.
It's close to the centre. It's walking distance to the centre. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's fairly new.
Very nice. It's very good, isn't it? Yeah. It's a lovely little city to live in. Yeah. Highly recommend it.
You're going to be able to find places. What you need to do is get here, rent, and don't think that that's where you're going to end up. Just use that as your base, and then start to look around and be in a position to be able to move. Try and keep your contract short so you can move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking to buy different.
Jamie's up in Oviedo at the moment. Although he's only renting a room, so but for comparison, he's paying like €260. It's quite a nice apartment, so it might be.
There's in there.
There's it's a 4-bedroom apartment, so there's 4 people in.
So it's only 1,000.
And it's a big apartment, and it's bang in the city centre of Oviedo. So it's very nice. Yeah, so you can find cheap places for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the other one where Spain was effectively cheaper.
Yeah. And then just for the last little thing we thought
related to the eating out.
Yeah. It would be a little cute thing to compare cinema ticket prices. So to go to the cinema.
Yeah, I want to go to the cinema. And if you're English, you won't understand anything. But they do some there are some around here that do it. I know there definitely is in Costa del Sol in Marbella.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
The English one.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
It comes up as VO, so it's the original version, so in Spanish, Versión Original. Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be English, it just means that. So it's a French movie, it's going to be in French. If it's an English movie, it's going to be in English. It's just going to be in its original version. So you can go. There's quite a few around here. And then in Madrid, there's loads. Right. So the only thing is you've got like Spanish subtitles, but it's English. You can hear. I know, some people think you have to wear headphones, but in the ones I've been to, you don't need to wear headphones. It's just in English.
So that's the thing we haven't mentioned it actually, because that is a cost. If you wanted your own national television, you'd have to pay for that.
I was going to mention it, but because it's a bit tricky,
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure
That's the
how
biggest one.
legal it
The
is.
reason why I was going to mention it is because of digital television now,
Yeah.
and everything is, is digital. If the program was made, it's American program, for example. If you're watching, I don't know, Hawaii Five-0. If it's digitally made, you can watch it in English.
Okay.
You can go to original language on your options and do it. And obviously, a lot of things are made in the UK, in Spain, and they show on Spanish television.
Yeah.
They just subtitle.
So the button on your remote is dual.
So
it's usually dual, or if it's a symbol, it's usually got like a Roman numeral for 1 and Roman numeral for 2. So that's how it is sometimes. So you just press that, and then the dub comes off the top of it, and you've got it in its original language.
Yeah, and so and you can set a lot of televisions, so it does it automatically. So it always picks that as the original language, so you can get stuff like that. The thing with that though is make sure you turn it around, because some of the stuff that's now being made in the north of Spain, the Spanish are brilliant. There's some really good, and that wrong side of the tracks, it's crossing the north of Spain. Absolutely brilliant. And there's a lot up there where like about drugs and like all these sort of crime thrillers and stuff. And really good quality. Some of the actors now are becoming really famous all around the world. But when I watch Netflix, I watch all of those because there's some really good.
I love them. I love watching from every country though. So I are always listening to them in their own language though. I put on English subtitles. Right. I like listening to the languages. Yeah. So it's like a lot of Polish ones, isn't there?
And also Scandinavian.
They're
a bit sinister, aren't they?
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, but they have like some really cute Christmas ones, and because it's so pretty there at Christmas with the snow, I love them. So I would listen, and Alex comes out, he's like, "What?" Because it's like in Norwegian or something. He's like, "What are you watching?"
So anyway. Netflix, change your regional language.
Cinema tickets.
Yeah, cinema tickets, right. So this is an average for the whole country, one cinema ticket, normal time, normal day. So in Spain, average €7.75 for a ticket.
Yeah.
In the UK, average €10. So I'm guessing, the average will be, it's going to be dearer in central London than it is anywhere else the same. And then in the USA, $11.61. Very specific amount. 11.60. I think it's because of the conversion.
Yeah.
€11.61. Yeah. So there's quite a difference, especially if you got a lot.
If you got lots.
There's 4 or 5 if you go.
Exactly. That's when you notice it.
That's when you notice. So
you're pick and mixing your popcorn on top of it.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a difference. So.
But one other thing I just want to add about that is, for some people don't know that. On Wednesdays in Spain, it's called Dia del Espectador, so Spectators' Day, and so it goes every Wednesday in all the cinemas in Spain, and it's usually half price for the cinema ticket on Wednesdays, because I'm taking it to super quiet day of year for cinema, so to attract people.
Not now. All these listeners of Spainfully Honest are net packed. Let's get some t-shirts. All I'm saying now is Spainfully Honest t-shirts.
I imagine there's deals everywhere for cinemas and stuff, but that's something that people don't know. You should know about. So there you go. Go to the cinema on a Wednesday. Because especially if you're here in Spain and you're retired or whatever, you can go to the cinema any day. So go on a Wednesday. You don't have to go on a Saturday. You can go on
most of the big shopping centres now have a cinema now. That's where they've sort of moved to, haven't they? Big shopping centres. I mean, the same as everywhere else, I guess. But that's good.
Yeah, and then you can have your summer cinemas.
Yeah, I know they outside cinemas, plastic chair, take your own cushion.
Or concrete bench, definitely
take your own cushion.
They'll show like 2 movies,
2 movies, and they obviously can't be offensive to anybody. So there'll be like the Pixar ones and stuff like that.
Well, like sometimes they'll do like a scary night,
But it's great to watch. You have the queue and you can hear it.
Lovely.
There's one in front of me. I'd say it's about 60 metres away. But before it starts, you can hear the whole.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
And you're sat outdoors, and it's in the summer.
And everyone's in a good mood.
It's lovely.
But they don't start because of the heat. They obviously don't start. So even the kids one will start at about 10.
And so they usually put on 2 movies, so your ticket will be for both movies.
Yeah.
So you're like finishing at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. It's the only thing that might turn you off.
What they mean is got this like little hole in the wall with like metal grills in, and it's a shop as well, and they have like crisps and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely an experience. I think.
Definitely, yeah. It's only, there are just the summer around this. July and August, it's 8 weeks and then they're gone. Then. There used to be, usually at the home, but the spring's still there. There used to be a driving one on my way to Las Alcatraz from. I always fancy that, because that's a big thing in America. I don't know if it's still in.
It's something we see on the movies.
We see them driving up and sitting in your car. I say it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
For the girl car, yeah. But anyway.
So let's just one thing then. Forgetting the things we're not forgetting, we added things on at the end. So from the electricity, gas, water, council tax, car insurance, health insurance, food, mobile phone, internet, eating out. The total monthly expense in Spain of those that are together for the average was 982.75. In the UK, for the same things, it was 1,234. That's good, 1,234.55.
Yeah.
In America, and this is mainly because of this insurance one, 3,548. I mean, so that's nearly 4 times as much to live in America to do those things.
And everything is going to go up by the same amounts, because your rent or your mortgage is not included in that total. But of course, it's not included in any of the totals, so they're all going to go up by a similar amount.
And if they went up the same amount, it's still, it's still proportionate.
Exactly.
And then, so what I did then was, because that skews it a lot, take out the health insurance, just in case you don't need health insurance when you're coming here. And then it's still a difference. So 752 in Spain, 948 in the UK, which really, in those two you can take out. You could take those two out. But the America is 1,312. No, you can in Spain and the UK, but you couldn't take it out of America, which makes it worse.
Makes it worse.
So then, the comparison to Spain without health insurance, because you don't need it, if you can get away with the visa or whatever, and the USA with it is over nearly 5 times more expensive to live in America.
Yeah.
5 times more expensive.
Well, the States.
The States. Yeah. So that's a big difference, isn't it? Big difference. Anyway.
Mad. There you go. That's
definitely worth thinking about.
Yeah.
Definitely worth thinking about.
No, if you were in two minds, this episode would probably
just for the health insurance. I think. I mean, you'd have to, if you come in here with an illness or a history of illness, obviously, but it rise proportionately, probably where you are anyway.
Yeah.
So it's still, if anything, that'll make it even better. Oh, that sounds ridiculous, but it's probably not going to be anywhere near as much as it would be in America for that illness. So you're actually saving even more money by being an alcoholic and being ill. So the thing is, you have to get ill, make yourself ill of alcohol, and you're saving an absolute fortune in Spain. That's the place to be an alcoholic. Come here, you can be a cheap alcoholic. Come on, there you go. There's a recommendation for you. We put cigarettes in. I bet cigarettes. I think cigarettes in America are cheap, I think. In the UK, they're not. They make something ridiculous for like 15 quid back here.
For me, Spain always feels cheaper because Ireland would be more expensive than the UK. Well, Dublin, where I'm from in Ireland, would be much more expensive than the UK.
Dublin's on comparison to London, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It's that close.
It's so expensive for everything. And cigarettes there is mad. I don't know why people would smoke there. I can't even remember what it is now. Like 15 euros a packet or something like that. Packet 20.
For the proper brand,
yeah.
It's make it 15.
Yeah. It's around
that.
that.
Like working, and I was talking about somebody who we know smokes, two of them as a couple smoke 80 each a day.
What?
Oh, you're like talking. What else can you spend money on?
80 a day? You couldn't.
I'm sure there's a lot. We might cut down now.
Only one after
75. No point leaving firing. No, I'm finished with that.
Expensive habit. But if you're moving to Spain anyway, then it's a more healthy lifestyle. Leave the cigarettes behind you.
Mentally, you're saving a fortune. How much money are you saving?
There you go.
That's the one. I'm not keep mentioning it. But can you?
All right, that's it. I think, right?
Yeah. So if you've got anything like that, you want us to look at something, or if you've got some comments or anything, send us an email to hello@spainfullyhonest.com. And we do read everyone.
We do.
We do, and we try and help if we can, or we take note if we can.
We go in depth. We even help people buy houses.
We help people buy houses, buy furniture,
find schools.
Find schools, find schools, So So keep following us. Let us know if any other topics you're interested in. We'll try and help you. We try to do a lot from our own personal experience to make it real, rather than sort of read up about it as much as possible. But you know, we will try and help you. We might know somebody, even if we don't know, we might know somebody who does.
Exactly. Yeah. So we hope you found that helpful. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much. Care. Good luck. Bye. Thank you for listening. So please don't forget to subscribe. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. So please subscribe to those. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps us get higher up in the rankings so more people will see it. The more people that see it, we can get more guests on and things. So please. And write us a review if you like it, or write us a review if you don't like it. I prefer if you do like it. It really helps, honestly. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bye.